but just waiting for Jhaja to get her nails fixed. That's a Motor Ace. I'll show it from the other side, you can see it better. But this is a brand new motorcycle shop here called Motor Ace, and they generally have lots of different brands and options. This is a new coffee shop that's just opened up fairly recently, I think about a month or so. And that's the motorcycle racetrack back there, where those cows are. This whole area right here goes around the back and forth. There's lots of jumps. Although it looks like it's been a long time since it's been used. We actually saw a race out here probably about 2 years ago, but it looks like it's been a while. Anyway, this is a pretty well done place here. It looks nice. They've got that, and then they've got a kind of a private couples area down there, or maybe a small family. Another one there, and then kind of a larger one down here with several tables. And I don't know what that's going to be. Maybe another seating area. So it looks like they're really got lots of ideas for this place. Check out the inside. Food here. Nice design. Yeah, they put a lot of effort into this. Well done. Yeah, so from the back side, prices are pretty expensive though. There's more seating there. There's the bathroom there. That quite obviously is the kitchen. Open air kitchen's a great idea in the Philippines. Yeah, so there's Motor Ace there. Plan to visit there one of these days. So I'm just waiting for a girl's coffee. I'm not sure what that means. I don't know if this is actually an active bar at night or what it is. Maybe they've got some nightlife going on here. Have to ask. Does this have nightlife like Friday, Saturday? Many people? Or are there many people on the weekend? Friday, Saturday? Not really? Sometimes, okay. Maybe that's the idea. That's the plan anyway. Amazing view. Look at that. Looks like a postcard right out the window. They still do motorcycle race there or no more? Voila.
Every Saturday and Sunday afternoon.
Today?
Maybe, I think today, this afternoon.
Oh yeah? Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, maybe I can catch that. It says there should be some races there this afternoon. So by the time you see this video, you'll probably know the reason for this. Give you a little hint. What do you think that's all about? Let's take a look. Full videos on Jhaja's channel, Morena Brats. But I'll give you a few more hints just for fun. And then whoops, no fuel filter, straight to the injection pump. Yep. So it looks like the problem I've been battling for so many years really has just been a plugged fuel line and possibly a non-working fuel gauge again. I've replaced it once. I'm going to check it right now. So here we are in the back of the Pajero, and that's the panel to get to the fuel level sending unit. So I'm going to pull that off. I think those are 12 millimeter. So I'm going to pull those and then pull the fuel sender and look inside and see if there's actually any fuel in the tank, number one. Then see if I can see rust and sediment inside the tank, number two. And then go from there. Last time I had this off was about, let's say, 3 years ago, when I replaced the fuel sending unit with the replacement part from an typical online store that you find in the Philippines. I'm not going to say the name, because mostly what you get off of those sites is junk. You get what you pay for, or less. More likely less. Like, some of it might work for a few days, a few weeks, a couple months, who knows. To be fair, this fuel sending unit has worked for a few years. I would say it's probably worked two years or so. Probably maybe not the last year. And some of that is probably due to the fact that this sat for several months unused, with a bad radiator, bad alternator, blown head gasket, tired fuel distributor / fuel pump. So yeah, it sat for several months with quite a few issues. It's got a new head, made in Korea supposedly, new carbon head gasket, new alternator, new radiator, rebuilt fuel pump. Okay. Yeah, probably need a screwdriver. Nice and slow so we don't tear any gaskets or any seals. Okay. And there it is, the pesky devil there. Do that again with some flashlight. So there's the sending unit, and there's the fuel lines and recirculation lines. Yeah, it doesn't look new anymore, does it? So I'm going to pull that fuel sending unit and see what it looks like inside. And those are 8mm. And those are 8mm. It should be pretty easy to, yeah. Hasn't been on there that long. Number one will just be to see if there's any fuel in here, or if it is at the bottom, which would explain why the filter got plugged up and why we got stuck on the side of the road well, it wasn't too late, but it got late. I think our first breakdown was 6 p.m. and I think we finally drove away at around 8 p.m. So we were working for about 2 hours trying to figure out the issue. Okay, we've already got fuel leaking out, so we do have a full tank of fuel, so that gauge is right. I'm gonna seal that back up. The fuel gauge is currently reading over full, so that seems to be precisely accurate. So the issue then is the fuel line. It's plugged. Rust. Okay, so I don't know if I should take that as good news or not. I guess the tank's full of fuel. So the next step will be to pull this cover and check the fuel line to the pump. I've already ordered a couple more fuel filters. So obviously this is a brand new. Yeah. This is a brand new filter here. When we installed the injection pump, after rebuilding the injection pump. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is remove this and look inside. I'm guessing I'll find lots of rust and debris inside of there. The next thing is to clean this housing out, make sure we still have flow through here. That's probably plugged up as well. And then I've got another water fuel separator with a clear bottom. It's slightly smaller than this one, so I'll probably mount that. I don't know where I'm going to mount it, but put it somewhere here. Then I have another inline glass filter that can be opened and cleaned. Also 3/8 inch intake flow. And yeah, so we've isolated the main issue that's been bothering me for about 4 years since I bought this thing, really. Isolated it down to a fuel line issue. Plugged fuel line. The technician? Yeah. Yeah, it didn't leak like that before. So I'm sure it's a gasket or a seal.
Maybe.
Where the injection pump.
Nozzle tip?
Huh?
Maybe a nozzle tip is no tight.
No, I'm sure it's the injection pump. A gasket. Yeah. But he's coming when? Tomorrow? Maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's nice. Unfortunately, I think he might have to remove it and put a gasket, because that's the... Yeah, these tools here are Mob, M-O-B, German company, but I've had this for... Okay, so many things are missing, so it's not very impressive right now, but anyway. I've done so much stuff with those tools. Speaking of tools, this is a French company, Falcom. And I've often joked about this particular tool as it's rarely useful. But I think now to get the fuel filter off, it might be. So I'm going to give that a shot right now. Again, as you can see in the video on Jhaja's channel, Morena Brats, you see the story behind this fuel line going from the engine compartment to the back seat of the Pajero. So we installed a brand new primer pump, as well as fuel filter there. And it's also a water... I think it has a water separator ability as well, but I'm going to take that off and see if I can knock dirt out or see if there's stuff clogging it up inside. It's definitely full of something. So this one has an electric sensor at the bottom that tells you if it's got water that needs to be drained. I bought one off of an online store. That's the sensor right there. And you just twist it open there and water comes out. But I bought one off an online store that's clear, so you can just see inside, which I prefer. I always prefer the manual version than the electrical version. All right, we're on the other side here. I'm guessing that the inside hole is the one that the fuel comes in, and then the small ones are where it comes out to the housing and then to the fuel system of the engine. But let's just see what comes out, if anything. Well, that doesn't look so bad at all. It's got kind of a dark grayish color to it, but I don't see flakes of rust or any particles or anything like that. Okay, I think I spoke too soon. Let me clean the spot here a little bit again. I looked inside the filter and it looked clean, but that's not clean. Oh yeah, big chunks of something. Doesn't seem like enough to really clog it, but I don't know, maybe.
Dust?
I don't know. It feels, doesn't feel like rust at all. Feels like silicone or... I don't know, strange. It feels like some kind of rubber material.
Rubber?
Yeah, I don't know. It's strange. Ah, you know, maybe it's the old fuel line decaying inside. In there, the inner wall of the rubber fuel line.
Maybe rubber.
Yeah, maybe. It really feels like, yeah, it just feels like decayed rubber.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's not silicone. Silicone doesn't, I don't think, dissolves like this. Ah, that's true. Actually, silicone is sensitive to fuel, isn't it? Okay. Now I've got to look underneath and see where I've got old fuel line. Okay, so I had an electric fuel pump for priming the system if ever it ran out of fuel. And it was removed in the replacement of the fuel distributor injection pump. So I'm going to reinstall it and just pump fresh fuel directly from the tank into a clear container and see if a bunch of junk comes through. So here's the old priming pump that I installed. It's from a BMW, I don't remember what model, 44 PSI. I think this way is out, this way is from the tank, and this way is to the system. So I'm going to reconnect it here. At least I know which one's positive and negative based on which connector is torn off. So that's helpful. So I'll have it running the right way. And then, yeah, I'm just going to pump the fuel from the tank into a clear plastic container and see what it looks like. And see how well it flows, or if it flows. Okay, so this is coming off the fuel tank pump here. I think this is an electric motor pump rather than magnetic. So it may have an issue if there's a lot of stuff in the line, but whatever. That's not as important as finding the solution here, or the problem. Thanks to our friend Ren, who stopped on the side of the road, we've got plenty of extra fuel line. So I'm going to go ahead and slice off a piece of this and use it for use it to run to that clear container there so we can see what comes out. Well, I had intended on getting the connecting step on video, but I forgot that I already had the positive goes directly to the battery, so it started as soon as I connected the negative. So it's running and nothing's coming through. Okay, so I did have the flow reversed. Let's try it again. And now nothing. Okay, unsuccessful. Next step, go to a shop in town and have them clean out the fuel line, and then get a new fuel pump and install all my new filters that are coming probably within a week or so, and try again.
Absolutely.
Great job.
Great job.